Welcome, everybody, to episode number 75 of Gaming Culture Radio. I'm your host, Tyler, joined by our co-host, minus Graham again this week. Graham is still enjoying the holiday with his family in
I don't think
Canada.
he even has internet in that area of Canada. Where does
No,
he at?
I don't think it exists. Like, that far down the only road. It's not
Oh,
a
yeah.
thing. So,
Newfie.
yeah, he's a newfie, as they call it. So, Graham's not with us again this week. We're hoping to have him back next week, but we'll see how that goes with travel and everything for him. But we're here this week, and we're going to have a slightly different episode because we wanted to do something special for Christmas. And before we get into the details of that, let's introduce the co-hosts that are here. Let's start with Eugene. How you doing today, and what you been playing this week?
Oh, man, I am excited for Christmas. Excited for Christmas to get done and over with.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
So,
too.
I have been sinking some time into Assassin's Creed Origins.
Mhm.
I feel as if I'm making good progress. I completed the entire map, and I put in a little bit of time yesterday. I picked up Okami HD, so I've been putting a little bit of time into that. But other than that, Steve, what have you been up to?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited for Christmas, but like you guys, I am excited for Christmas to end so I can start my vacation without having to worry about running around to 5 million different locations. But as far as playing, I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, just trying to continue that grind. I think it's going to be a longer game. And I'm looking for a second game to play when I'm not playing that, and I haven't fully decided on one. I'm thinking if I get Assassin's Creed for Christmas, that'll be the game.
Okay.
Did you ever play Okami?
No, I have not. I don't really know much about it either.
Look into it. I think it might be something you're interested in, and plus it's only $20, so can't go too
Alright.
too wrong.
All right, I'll look into that.
All right, cool. As for me, I've played a little bit of Destiny this week. Played the Christmas content, what's called the Dawning or whatever. So that kind of interesting, but hoping to get a little deeper into it, see if there's a little more meat to it. The snowballs are fun, as Steve will tell you. He was very entertained.
I was very entertained. I
By
kept
that.
throwing them at Tyler.
Yeah. So that was fun, but looking forward to doing that a little bit more. Probably going to dive into some solo games this weekend because, as you guys, same as you guys, I'm looking forward to Christmas kind of being over, but I'm looking forward to a weekend with not really anything to do because my family's kind of far away. I'm not in a position where I can really travel because of work schedule. I have to be back pretty quickly, so I'm going to get a chance to dive into some single player games because everybody else is off, doing whatever for Christmas. So I'm going to do that. Get in a couple Christmas movies too, which I think we're going to talk about a little bit later. But I'm mostly just looking forward to it being over. The job I have, and Eugene, you know all about this because you have the same thing. It's kind of fun to just have it be done, you know. So yeah, but we hope everybody out there has a great Christmas, great holiday, whatever you celebrate. We hope it's great, and you get some great games. So before we move into our top 5, let's get the business out of the way. So you can join the conversation by going over to Facebook, joining the Gaming Culture Radio forums, and submitting questions to be read on the show. If your question is read, you're entered for our monthly giveaway, which right now is a weekly giveaway for the holiday season. We'll do that later in the show. And also head on over to culturegaming.com for all the latest and gaming news, from everything from Xbox, PlayStation to Nintendo and PC. CultureGaming.com is the location for all the latest and all of your gaming news. Also, we need your help. Just go and click follow on Mixer and on Twitch under Gaming Culture Radio. Hit that follow button. Helps us out. We want to get to affiliate level on Twitch sometime soon here. So by clicking that follow button, that really helps us work towards that. So with that said, let's jump into our top 5 this week. It's going to be a little different. We're not going to do any news. And we're actually not going to do any deals and new releases either because there's no new releases. And the deals, by the way, everybody, just jump on to your favorite platform, whether that's the Xbox Store, PlayStation Store, Steam Store, whatever. All the holiday sales are going on right now, so check that out. Let us know if you pick anything up. Go on to our Facebook page and let us know. We're not going to do any of that this week. We're going to go around the table. And we felt that hey, we come on, we do the show every week, and it's great, it's fun, but we don't really let you guys in to who we are ever. And, without sounding like pompous and conceited, I guess, we're going to give you the opportunity to kind of learn a little bit more about us. And we want to do that a little bit more. We want it to be a little bit more of an experience with the community rather than just us talking at you. So we're going to let you know a little bit about us this week. We're going to do it with a Christmas theme. So we're going to go around, and starting with Eugene, we're going to talk about our favorite Christmas gaming memory, one or two of them, and then followed up with a question about something, our favorite Christmas something. And hopefully spark some discussion around that. So, Eugene, let's kick off with you. What do you got? What's your favorite Christmas gaming memory?
When we were talking about this earlier, it took me a minute to think about it and really pick one. So, if you guys didn't know, I grew up a Nintendo fanboy. I was all about Nintendo, and it was when the Sega Wars were going on. I had a Nintendo and loved playing it. But Christmas, I want to say, is Christmas of 91 or 92. I grew up in Georgia. My dad was in the military, and we lived in Fort Benning. The majority of my family lived in Missouri, so we would take a yearly, or what turned into be a yearly road trip to Missouri from Georgia. And I don't know exactly how long it was. When I was a kid, it felt like forever. It was probably like 12 hours, 15 hours or something like that. It was a long trip. So it'd be a long and boring trip. Plus, grandma's house. I don't know how your guys' grandparents' house was, but she had a little TV. She didn't have a whole lot to do. It was basically sitting around. When the cousins came over, we had a lot of fun. But that Christmas, so right before we went on trip, we went ahead and got our Christmas presents, and I got a Nintendo Game Boy, and that turned out to be one of my favorite consoles because could carry it around anywhere. When I started going to school, I would sneak that thing in my backpack and play it underneath my desk at school. That thing was fantastic. I don't know if you guys had a Game Boy. Whenever they first came out, I'm talking about the old DMG ones, whereas it wasn't the gray one. It was whatever year, and I may have gotten the year wrong on this, but it was the Play It Loud series, which was the colored series, and I remember it was I had a red Game Boy, it's like Donkey Kong Red, and I actually got Donkey Kong with it, and loved that game. It made the road trip a lot better. It made the staying at my grandma's house a lot better. Nothing to do, like I said. The next memory would probably be Super Nintendo, which the Nintendo was fantastic, and I had a lot of memories with it. But whenever we got a Super Nintendo, we got the Super Mario World entertainment set, and that's when consoles came with 2 controllers by default.
Mm-hmm.
And just playing Super Mario World, I think it was probably our only game. For a long time, we would rent games from Blockbuster all the time, but Super Mario World, just playing that with my sister, renting games from Blockbuster, renting games like Street Fighter when it came out. I remember playing that a lot, but that was kind of my intro to video games, specifically RPGs. So that's really what ignited my love for video games.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. What's your question?
So I want to go with, what are your favorite guys' favorite Christmas characters? And this could be from any movie or any show, or fictional story characters. It could be Santa Claus if we wanted it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and say my favorite is Mr. Hanky.
Nice.
I'm a big
Nice.
South Park fan.
Yeah.
Especially when I was younger, I wasn't allowed to actually watch it. I would have to. I had a TV in my room, and I would have to leave it on or turn it on at night, turn it on real low. And I think South Park came on at 11 o'clock or something, so I had to stay up a little late to watch it. But I remember the Mr. Hanky episodes. Of course, Mr. Hanky, he's the singing Christmas poo. Anyone knows the song, I might ask Steve to sing it for us later, but he's my favorite Christmas character. How about you guys?
Go ahead, Steve.
My favorite has to be Jim Carrey's Grinch.
Okay.
I find him hilarious. There's a lot of stuff in that movie that I didn't always get when I was younger, but I've watched it forever, and I love that character. I watch it every year, and he's my favorite.
So I have
Nice.
something to admit. I watched that movie for the first time like a week ago.
What'd you think?
It's okay. I mean, it's better than I thought. You know, I love Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like him, but I love his movies, and a bunch of his movies are on Netflix right now. So I'm like, actually, it's my girlfriend that started playing it. She started playing The Grinch, and I'm like, okay, I'll sit and watch it with you. So I think he did pretty well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
It's probably a nostalgia trip for me now at this point, but I love
yeah.
that movie.
So on that note, Steve, and you're gonna be disappointed. I've never seen that movie.
It's
I think
I,
it's
I
worth watching.
I
Yeah,
think it's worth watching at
I think
least
it's a
once.
great story.
Yeah.
Like the Grinch story is a really cool story. I've just never seen it. So it's one of those movies. Like if it came on, I would watch it.
Hmm.
But I've just never had that opportunity, and I've never gone out of my way to go see it. So mine, and this is a far and away for me. Well, actually, I will have a runner-up that we'll talk about, but far and away for me, the winner is Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh yeah.
Going
Right.
classic there.
Yep.
Forgot about him.
Because okay, so when I was in, I don't know, junior high, whatever grade it was somewhere between like fifth and seventh grade. They had us read A Christmas Carol, and it's not a long book. Like Dickens' books are normally like super long, but A Christmas Carol's pretty short. So we read it there, and I just fell in love with the story. And it's a book I've read multiple times. The movie versions. There's one version I love more than any other that we'll talk about when I get to my question. But like I just think that story is so great in so many ways, and it's so well told, and it transcends time.
Yeah.
And it's I love it personally. It's one of the first like stories, books, whatever that just really grabbed me and had an impact on me. And I can honestly say that book influenced the fact that I still read a ton to this day. Because that story's had such an impact on me, and I just every Christmas I watch it. Tomorrow I'm gonna watch A Christmas Carol. So Ebenezer Scrooge for me, it's such a great character arc and a great story. But that one for me. Any honorable mentions? Because I do have one.
Uh, I'd say Ebenezer Scrooge is my second. He might even surpass the Grinch. I'm with you. I love the Christmas Carol
Yeah.
story. I'm sure there's probably another one I just can't think of right now. I mean, obviously Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Duh.
So South Park version of Santa Claus especially.
Oh yeah.
That you talk about the one where they go
Especially-
give presents to the Iraqi children.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a good episode.
My honorable mention is Clark W. Griswold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another movie that I just love, and I'm probably gonna watch that tomorrow too. Honestly. So, and to me, that movie never gets old. And I know it's corny and stupid and whatever, but God, it's so good and it's funny. I just love it.
So I don't know if you guys ever watched it, but this is not my secondary favorite character, or, honorable mention, but you mentioned the Christmas Carol, but one of my favorite Christmas cartoons growing up was the Flintstones Christmas Carol, where like
Okay.
Fred was played Scrooge, and Barney played the guy, his slave basically. Told him Christmas is canceled and everything. What is his name? Help me out.
I don't remember. I don't.
It's Tiny Tim's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob Cratchit.
Bob.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I really like that movie, but I'm gonna go traditional, and I'm gonna say Rudolph.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even
I
think
knew
of that, dude. Those like the Rudolph and Frosty the Snowman.
Oh yeah, those cartoon claymation,
Yes.
not
Yeah.
really claymation, but what were they? They're like puppets. Those old.
Yeah, it was kind of like claymation. I think so.
Mhm. Yeah.
But those are
Yeah,
good, and they're still good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I bought them on the Xbox store during the Thanksgiving sale,
Yeah.
and I watched Frosty like the day after Thanksgiving, and then I've been meaning to watch the other three that were in there was the Little Drummer Boy, Santa Claus Coming to Town, and Rudolph. But I just got swamped with finals and work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be watching those before Monday, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you guys what I love about like Christmas characters and stories and stuff like that is that at its heart, whether the story is a comedy or a drama or a tragedy or whatever, it's about discovering the best in someone most of the time. And that's so refreshing, especially now.
Yep.
Because we live in a time where so many things bring out the worst in people. And it's just that when we celebrate the best in people, even through stories, it's good and it's great, and I enjoy watching it. And that's what Christmas stories normally do. And like A Christmas Carol, it's the classic story of this evil person, you know. That there's no way the Grinch didn't get its legs from A Christmas Carol, you know.
Yeah.
It's along the same story arc, you know. So those stories are great, and it's great for kids, but for adults too. So I don't know. I love Christmas stories, and like now that we're in that like immediate Christmas window, I'm gonna flood myself with like Christmas stuff on TV and books and stuff like that. All right, Steve.
Ooh.
What's your favorite Christmas gaming memory?
My favorite. I don't remember what year it was, but I got a Nintendo GameCube for Christmas, and with it came Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. And oh my gosh, did I play the shit out of that game. Sorry. My bad. I love that game to no end. I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so I remember getting the GameCube immediately once we finished opening up the presents. I took it back to my parents' room because they had the TV that I'd be able to like play on, and I hooked it up, put in the game, and I played it for like 3 hours until family came over. Just Quidditch World Cup because I don't know. I love that game, and I love that present. That is what got me into gaming was the GameCube, and then I discovered some other games like Luigi's Mansion later and the Mario series and stuff. But Quidditch World Cup is probably the game that got me into gaming, which is surprising to a lot of people when I tell them. But it's a game I love.
Was it because you're a big Harry Potter fan, or I mean,
it was. Yeah, it was the Harry Potter fan, also mixed with, like, it was kind of a lot like sports games. Because I had played, like, Madden and NBA Live and NHL on the PC, but I didn't play, a lot of it. And then when I got the GameCube was when I, like, really played it. So I think it had to do with both the gameplay and the fact that it was Harry Potter, and it was really cool being, like, Gryffindor beating Slytherin for the House Cup, or not the House Cup, it was the Quidditch Cup or whatever it was called. And so that was one of my favorites. My other, like, one honorable mention memory was when I was younger, we would always go over to, like, one of my cousin's house, and he had a PlayStation 2 and then later a 3, and there was a Super Monkey Ball game that you could play, like, there were mini games where you had to roll the monkey down the little ramp and off and try to land it and fly and land in the biggest, like, point target. But there was also a baseball mini game where you were playing and you pitched yourself and they tried to hit you out of the park. And it was so much fun playing with my cousins. And we'd play for, like, the entirety of the Christmas day we were over there. And that was another fun memory of, you know, couch co-op with the cousins over a game that was really fun. I can't tell you the exact name of it. I know it was Super Monkey Ball something, but
Sega needs to bring that back. I wish they would make like an arcade game or something you download on Xbox, a downloadable game at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monkey Ball was fun back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, those are my two Christmas memories that I.
All right. What's your question?
My question is, what are your favorite, like, Christmas meals?
Oh, okay.
If you have a tradition or otherwise.
Meals.
And I'll start every morning, like Christmas morning after we open presents and stuff. My mom makes homemade egg McMuffins and cinnamon rolls.
Oh.
and they're so good.
Homemade cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, and the egg McMuffins. I ate like 2 of them, 2 or 3, and then like 3 cinnamon rolls, and then I take a nap because
Nice.
it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And then for dinner we always have like ham and turkey and sometimes salmon, and the salmon is so good. But it's mostly that breakfast that I love, the homemade English or egg McMuffins.
Yeah.
I've never known like fish as being like a main course at Christmas. That's something that's different to me.
So I'll let me jump in. I'll expand on that. So now that I just moved to the Chicagoland area, I'm learning about Christmas meal traditions here, and man, it's crazy but super good. So what I'm learning, and correct me if I'm wrong, so I might not be 100%. I know we get huge listeners out of Chicago, so thank you. But like 2 days before Christmas, it's like fish. And then like the day before Christmas, it's all like Italian.
Huh.
It's all pasta, lasagna, stuff like that, and that sounds so amazing. But and then the day of Christmas is more traditional, I think, meals. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's like fish the day before and like Italian the day of.
Yeah.
Because remember, like Chicago is largely Italian still, right?
Hey.
Yeah, which makes for awesome like delivery food. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so I learned that tradition like since I got here a month and almost 2 months ago now, and that's really cool for me. Like Steve, kind of same deal, just a different thing. So my mom would always get up Christmas morning and make breakfast and make a special thing, and she'd make what's called shit on a shingle. I don't know if any of you out there have ever heard of it.
I love
and it's so good.
Love it.
But she'd make it every Christmas morning.
I haven't heard of that in a while.
Yeah.
I have to use the whole loaf of bread, otherwise.
I know.
But
but it's so amazing, and it's something I still like make from time to time to this day, because it's so good.
It is.
And then later in the day we'd have like the more traditional meal. Like for us, turkey was always Thanksgiving, and then Christmas was always ham.
Definitely ham.
Yeah, and I'm not a big ham guy, but it was still good, and the sides are the best, right?
Yeah, or the desserts.
Yeah, the sides and the desserts. So, and she would make like this chocolate pie, and it was so like simple because it's basically like chocolate pudding inside a crust with whatever on it.
Was it fried?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't fried.
No.
But it was amazing. Like it was so good. I look forward to it all the time. And like that was the best part about Christmas. And the other thing, like food wise, tradition wise, my mom, she would bake like this like ensemble of like candy and cookies and all this stuff. And it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was just awesome. Like she'd make my 2 favorites were always like the chocolate covered like peanut butter ball type deals.
Oh my!
Oh, they're so good.
Yup.
And the like peanut butter cookies with the Reese's or not Reese's, the like Hershey's Kiss in them.
Oh yeah, right in the middle.
Yeah. Oh my god, they're so good.
They're
like
good.
right out of the oven. Oh
yeah.
They're the best.
Yep.
So
that you remind me actually. You're right. Fish was a Easter tradition, not a Christmas tradition, but it was always ham on Christmas. But 2 days before Christmas for us, it's always pizza, and then the night before it used to be turkey. Yeah. Now I think it still might be, but since we're talking about desserts, we should also mention our 2 favorite Christmas desserts. I mean, I know you just did.
I did. Go for it.
I love the church windows my mom makes. They're these like chocolate. I don't know how to describe them.
Windows?
Yeah, it's chocolate with those assorted color marshmallows. So like pink, green, like red, blue things mixed in with the chocolate. And so you freeze it and you cut it out and it looks like, stained glass windows you'd see in a church. But with the chocolate, like, it's not quite fudge. It's softer than that. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like chewy.
Is that like candy bar looking
delicious.
thing? I think
Yeah, and then
it's
you
like a
cut it
speckled chocolate bar or something.
kind of, and you cut it into slices, and it's she made it with marshmallows. I'm sure other people made it with
Mhm.
something else. But peanut butter balls, the chocolate covered peanut butter balls, are
Mhm.
also very good.
Yeah, they
Back
are.
when there was one Christmas I didn't make it home while I was in the army, and my roommate and myself made chocolate covered peanut butter balls like the weekend of Christmas,
Hmm.
and that was nice because it was like a little taste of home, and I
Yeah,
love those things.
yeah.
So what
So
about you, Eugene?
Oh man, we're pretty traditional with our meals too. We didn't do too much special, on Christmas. Ham was always. We're the same way, Tyler. Like Thanksgiving is associated with turkey. Like you don't have turkey on Christmas. That's just weird to me. Like I still think it's weird. Like I know some people,
yeah,
like to have a ham and a turkey.
I do
I don't
both.
know many people that just do a turkey. But ham, I always associate ham with Christmas. Ham covered in pineapples with, like maple glaze, things like that.
okay,
But something that was traditional with me growing up was you brought up the, um, chocolate pies, like
yeah.
but we used to have fried chocolate pies. Like my family
Mm,
is mostly we're from the South, so fried chocolate pies, biscuits and gravy. That's
hmm.
why I always chocolate gravy. I don't know if you guys ever had like Southern chocolate gravy.
I've never
Um,
heard of this in my
No,
life.
that
so yeah, so like I
that sounds
mentioned.
southern though.
I mentioned it on Facebook, and everyone's like, "Oh, that sounds so gross." I'm like, "No, it's awesome." Uh, so imagine just Southern gravy, like the white gravy, except chocolate flavored. It's not like a chocolate sauce or anything. It's a flour based gravy made with
Huh.
cocoa and sugar, and it's very good, and just
Wow.
on buttermilk biscuits. So, um,
Ah,
but I'll
That
just
that
always
does
sounds
sound
recommend.
good.
strangely good.
No,
That
no, like
sounds delicious.
I
Yeah, it
wish you could
does.
try it. So just look up a recipe and just make it yourself. If
Eugene, I think
yeah,
you should bring back our recipe segment.
you know
Yeah.
what? I'm going to find the easiest chocolate gravy recipe. I'm going to call my grandmother and be like,
Okay.
hey, I need
Now,
your, and it might be like 30 ingredients long and it might take
yeah.
2 hours, but I mean, it'll
It
be
might
totally
take
worth
6 hours to
That's
make it, but
I
it.
was I
I'll
was gonna
try to make it
ask.
as simple as possible. I'll try to
I was
make it
gonna
as simple as
I
possible.
was
But
gonna
anyways,
ask if that was easy as in like 4 ingredients or like 45 ingredients. So
so going back
glad
to
you
the
clarified.
southern tradition,
okay.
southern tradition, uh, not necessarily Christmas, but New Year's. New
Okay.
Year is black eyed peas and cornbread,
Hmm.
and we would do purple hull peas. And I don't know if you guys know what purple hull peas are. I like them a lot better
No,
than
I don't.
black eyed peas.
Oh yeah.
It's basically peas, but I don't like black eyed peas. They have a gross taste to me. Uh, but purple hull peas, put bacon in there. It's kind of a lighter flavored pea.
Hmm.
Really good, but you know, bacon all in there. Pork jowl in there, and then uh, smothering on cornbread on New Year's is big Southern tradition. And of course, like we would have to go pick our purple peas. Like that was something that we did. That we would go to the farm and pick peas, and my grandmother would can them. We would shell them and everything, and then New Year's we would eat them. Spent a lot of time at my grandmother's house, so I'm glad that I had a Game Boy to play. But
Yeah.
yeah, purple peas and cornbread on New Year's. That's mine. But
Nice.
dessert wise, uh, pecan pie,
I love pecan pie.
southern
Nice. That is really good.
It's
That-
subjectively the best of all the pies.
So
Yes,
I'll be honest. I never had
pumpkin
pecan pie
pie.
until about a year and a half ago,
Oh wow,
and my God, what was I missing? Like forever.
no joke.
This is super good.
pie.
So if you guys have a Great American Cookie near you, like my girlfriend went to the mall the other
Mhm.
day and she went by Great American Cookie and they have it's called like pecan supreme cookie, but that is it tastes like pecan pie. So it's like a
Oh.
cookie, except it tastes
Ah.
like pecan pie in your mouth. So
What?
go try
That
that
stuff,
if you have.
that stuff is
if you like-
dangerous.
It is dangerous. It's very.
So, all right, my turn. I'm going to do my runner-up first, for reasons that I think become obvious when I do the original idea.
Sure.
So, 2005, I had gone in and I had pre-ordered the Xbox 360, and I'm so excited to get my hands on this. And I pre-ordered in August, and like waiting, and finally, like, it releases, and it's not, like, GameStop's not calling me. What's going on? So, like, I was the most annoying person ever. I call GameStop, like, every day. Do you have this yet? So, we get into December, and we get towards Christmas, and now I'm about to, like, fly home to visit family for Christmas. Like, back to the Twin Cities. I'm going to visit family, whatever. I'm on a plane. December 24th, I get a call from GameStop in Arizona. Hey, your 360's here.
Oh my god.
And now I'm like heartbroken because I'm like, I can't have it for like a week. But, so I call my roommate because he didn't go home. So I'm like, can you please go there and get it? And I call GameStop back and I'm like, hey, because I prepaid the entire thing. It was all paid. All you had to do was pick it up and leave.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I had pre-ordered and prepaid like 3 different games. So he went up, got it, brought it back. And of course, like, he's a dick. So he's like texting me or whatever saying, oh, it's so much fun. I hooked it up and I'm playing it. I'm like, I hate you.
What a horrible person.
But, so it tortured me, but I still remember it because it's, around Christmas. And I get back finally, and the first game I played, officially, like, the first game I played was Madden, because back then I was still, like, sports gamer first and foremost.
Yeah.
But then I put in Call of Duty 2. And by today's standards, Call of Duty 2 doesn't look that great. But back then, this was like, holy crap. And I'm like, it looks like I'm at Normandy, So it was amazing. And when I got back, it just reminds me of Christmas, like that experience. And that I'll never pre-order at GameStop again because of that. But my other one. So when I was a little kid, we got an NES for Christmas. And it was like years into the cycle, right? It was probably like a year or two before like the SNES came out. Maybe less. But my parents decided to get it, whatever. So we get it, we hook it up, and we're playing. And the reason it stands out to me is because, like, so, all right, let you in. My dad, not a very good dad. Like, not a very good father, not a very good husband. And I learned more about what not to do in relationships and in terms of with people who look up to you from him than I learned of what to do. He battled his demons. He was an alcoholic. He compulsive liar. He did a lot of things that were just not good. And he wasn't a good parent. And my parents got divorced a few years later. And as soon as they got divorced, I spoke to him one time between the divorce and when he passed away, which was a 15-year period of time. So obviously just not really committed to being a parent and whatever. But anyway, rewind. We got the NES. And what it stands out to me was like that memory was that one night because we got the little gun that the gun that came with it for duck hunt.
Yeah, the light gun.
Yep.
Zapper.
Yep. So we hooked up and we're playing duck hunt, and what stands out to me for that memory is that like we were all having fun. And everybody was laughing, and there was no stress, and there were no like parents fighting, and my dad being an asshole, and all this stuff. Like none of that was there. It was just we were all laughing and having fun.
Did you guys cheat and like sit like 1 inch away from the screen with
No.
a gun?
My mom did because she can't do it, right? So she's getting like super close and trying to, win. My mom's not very like technologically inclined to this day. But yeah, like that memory stands out because it was the one time that it didn't suck. And it was the one memory that didn't kind of suck in that way. So I think that has impacted me as to why gaming is important to me. why I equate gaming with, good things. And because I was a super little kid when this happened. But I remember it vividly. Like, I can still picture it. I can picture the room, the TV, where everybody was sitting in my head right now. But yeah, that's the biggest gaming memory for me. So, not to take us down a bad road.
No, it's very touching.
But yeah. So, but anyway, my question, and I hope this sparks some discussion because I want to get into some discussion about what's a Christmas movie and what's not. But what are your favorite Christmas movies?
Oh, I'll go first.
Sure.
All right. So, obviously, How the Grinch Stole Christmas is one. Mickey Mouse's Once Upon a Christmas. It's like 3 mini stories, and I know Gift of the Magi is one of them, which I like as a story too. Is another. Some version of the Christmas Carol. I haven't decided which one. Mickey Mouse's Christmas Carol is really good. So is a Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh yes.
But I think I know the one you're thinking of, Tyler. And I can't remember the exact name of it, but I think I've seen it. Like your personal favorite version.
Christmas Carol, yeah.
Yeah. And it might just be a Christmas Carol.
They're all called a Christmas Carol.
Is it like old and black and white?
No, it's not black and white. It is colored, but it is older.
Yeah.
So I'll get to it when I go.
2 others. I do like the Santa Claus, the Tim Allen one.
Yeah.
I just watched that last night.
Oh, man, you took mine.
I was surprised that I liked that movie as much as I did.
Yeah. I just watched it last night. And lastly, another Christmas movie. I like pretending that Die Hard's a Christmas movie sometimes.
It is a Christmas movie.
And I do love Die Hard.
I will argue with you all day.
But I kind of understand the people that are like, it's not a Christmas movie.
It takes place during Christmas.
Okay, so here's my point. There are Christmas themes in Die Hard, though.
Yeah,
so they send the guy. So they send
Christmas.
No. Okay, well that too. But they send the guy down the elevator with the Santa hat on and ho ho ho. Now I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho. So they incorporate Christmas into the story. And sure, it's not like a Wonderful Life type of thing. But also, on the way to I thought it was, ironic, because it kind of calls out the whole argument about whether Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Because remember when they're on the ride in the limo to the, building, to Nakatomi Plaza? They're like, he wanted to hear Christmas music, and the driver's like, this is Christmas music. And it's rap, but it's about Christmas. And it's kind of the same thing.
Sure. But then I'm arguing that Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, but every Harry Potter movie has a Christmas segment.
Has, a Christmas segment, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
but that's
only
not.
The
but it's not
one
focused
really
around
has
Christmas.
A segment. No, the first one has a segment. The other 7 don't. So I'm going to argue that point. The Sorcerer's Stone is the most Christmassy of
the
the
majority
Harry
of the books. Have Christmas segments, but
the
they
story,
only include,
yes.
of movies.
But the story's not written around Christmas.
No.
Christmas is what brought him to L.A. in Die Hard.
Sure, that's true. I get that argument, and I also get the argument where it's it's not a Christmas movie.
Sure.
But I lean towards it being a Christmas movie. And I know a lot of people with the tradition of watching Die Hard on Christmas Eve every single year.
Oh, I do. I'm one of them. So I'm going to throw one at you later that is probably going to get more arguments. But
oh, geez.
So those are.
I hope it's not mine either. But
all right. So you go next.
Okay. So I think we talked about this before. I think maybe last year we talked about this. But I do like the Santa Claus. I like Tim Allen. And that is a good Christmas movie. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's on Netflix too. And so is the Santa Claus Part 2, which I haven't seen. Part 2, I need to watch it. So my favorite Christmas movie, and I don't know if you're going this route, Tyler, but The Gremlins.
It's on my list, and it is a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie because
absolutely a Christmas movie.
It not only does it take place at Christmas, but it also, he gets a Mogwai for Christmas.
Yes.
They're in a toy store, and that's when the big battle goes down at the end. the Christmas music's playing, and he's
Yes.
hiding from the gremlins in his house, and he I mean it's a Christmas movie. It's
Yeah.
awesome. So um, if I'm going to go traditional, which I do like traditional Christmas movies, it's got to be It's a Wonderful Life. I
Okay.
like the message behind it.
Mhm.
I like the story, and of course it's just a classic. So It's a
Sure.
Wonderful Life, and then non-traditional Gremlins.
Okay. I like that. So I'm gonna go a little. I'll eliminate Gremlins from my list. I think. Yeah, I will, because you said it. So for traditional movies, I'm gonna go with A Christmas Carol, and mine is the George C. Scott one
Okay.
from, I don't know. It's probably early to mid '80s, but it's definitely in color. But it was just the best one. Like, George C. Scott was a very good actor, like way, way, way back in the day. Like, he played Patton in the movie Patton. But he commanded that role very well. And like, I love Patrick Stewart, but I don't really love the Patrick Stewart version of A Christmas Carol. But I love the George C. Scott one. And I think part of that is because when I was a kid, it was always playing on Christmas Eve on TV. So I think that impacted why that's the version I like, for the same reason as, Duck Hunt that I just talked about.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that one. Then Christmas Vacation, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie. It's so much fun. Scrooged, which is like, it was very much Christmas Carol, but it's a different take on it.
Yeah.
And Bill Murray is awesome in that movie. And Karen Allen, who played, Marion Ravenwood in Indiana Jones. It's the only other movie I've seen her in that I remember. Okay, so my two non-traditional. Die Hard for sure. All right. And we had an argument about this at work last week, this next movie, and I got swayed on it. Because at first I said, this is not a Christmas movie. And then I got swayed on it, and now it's on my list. Lethal Weapon.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Okay, so what swayed you?
Okay, so the fact that there were a bunch of Christmas elements in the story, not just set against the backdrop of Christmas. So, they have, like, one of the key scenes in that movie is, because the original is about, the two partners coming together and forming this relationship and all this stuff, right? So one of the key scenes is when they invite him over for, like, Christmas dinner or whatever it is. So that's part of it.
Scene.
Yeah, so that's part of it. There's obviously Christmas decorations everywhere in the movie and all that type of thing. So I'm still, like, a little torn, but I got swayed to the side of saying it's a Christmas movie. But I think it's close. It doesn't have. I can definitely, like Steve, you said for Die Hard. I can absolutely see the argument that Lethal Weapon's not a Christmas movie at all.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Well, I want to ask you guys, because this is also another movie that I've heard argued before, but Home Alone.
Oh, totally a Christmas movie.
Well, that's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so I know Santa appears in one of them, but I mean, it takes place at Christmas. They're going on a trip at Christmas, but not many of the elements of Christmas are there to me personally. I think
so.
It's once again,
I do.
It's in the backdrop, like and that's the holiday it surrounds, but I don't know.
But if I remember right, and I haven't seen the movie in a few years, but if I remember right, like, throughout the movie, he's wearing, like, Christmas sweaters.
Yes.
And stuff like that.
Plus, like, the whole, like, story of him, like, not judging the homeless guy, or was the guy even homeless? I can't even remember. But not
like
judging him
Lloyd?
by how he looks, but by no, the neighbor that saves him at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Was it his name? Yeah. I
Yep.
don't know who that actor was, but
I don't remember.
that there was a lot of Christmas, like, not themes, Christmas themes throughout the movie of like, helping your neighbor, being friendly.
It's been years since I've seen Home Alone. I guess I need to watch it again.
Stopping burglars from entering your house. All Christmas stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the old Christmas tradition of stopping
Yeah.
the burglars from breaking into your house.
Well,
Yep.
lately it's more so. But
Where you live, it is, but
no, I think or not Lethal Weapon. I think Home Alone is definitely a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Just like a movie like Jingle All the Way is absolutely Christmas. I mean that's much more.
that's
like over the
about
head.
Christmas shopping, and
Yeah,
finding
so we can get into a whole other discussion here. But that's part of the problem is that we equate Christmas now with like presents.
Yep.
So it's like that's all about that. Whereas I think Home Alone's more about the spirit of it, rather than the like over the head, hitting you over the head with it.
Shout out to Home Alone though, because one of my favorite toys when I was little was a Talkboy tape recorder.
Nice.
I love that thing. I don't know if you guys ever had one, but
No, I didn't, but I remember it from the movie. So cool.
If you want a good movie that like talks about how it shouldn't be all about the packages, boxes, or bags.
oh my god,
How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Tyler. Maybe give it a whirl. It's on Netflix.
I'll do a search on cable and see if it's on this weekend.
It's on
right?
Netflix. It's on
okay. Well, then I'll watch it there. All right. Okay, so that does it for our top 5, which this week is more like top 3, but that's all right. So I think we had a good discussion, though. Anything else, guys, before we get out of here?
Merry Christmas.
Yes. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays.
Happy
Whatever
New
you
Year.
celebrate.
Yep. Happy holidays. Stay
yeah.
safe.
Yes, please be safe. We need the listeners. No, I'm just kidding. But no, be safe. Have fun. I hope everybody has a great holiday. Whatever you celebrate, doesn't matter. Hope it's great for you. And we'll be back next week to talk to you again. But that's going to do it for episode number 75. We are 3/4 of the way to 100, gentlemen. And by the way, everybody, we realized that number 100 is going to fall right during E3 week, which is going to be awesome. We're already talking about what we're planning for that. We're going to make it pretty special, we hope. So, unless you guys have anything else, let's get out of here.
No.
Awesome. So, again, Merry Christmas, everybody, on behalf of all of us. I'm Tyler saying thank you so much for joining us for episode number 75. We'll be back next week with 76. And until then, stay safe, have fun, play some great games. We will talk to you next week, and have a great Christmas, everyone.
Happy holidays.